Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nicole if you're new here. I love Makeup by Samuel's makeup look, so I was really inspired with this one that I did today. All his makeup looks are super natural but also still very glam. So I created this look today. It was very inspired by him. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this makeup tutorial and continue watching. So I'm going to be starting off with my cream. This is my Garnier moisturizing cream. Oh my gosh, I just realized I don't have a mirror. So I'm just going to be rubbing this in. Don't forget the neck. For foundation, I'm going to go in with my NARS Sheer Glow foundation. I have it in the shade Light 4. So I'm just going to put this on the back of my hand, just a generous amount. This doesn't have a pump, that's why I kind of don't like this foundation, but it's whatever, you know, you work with what you have. So I'm going to take this big buffing brush and I'm going to place this all over my face. I'm like patting it in first just to get like some coverage. I've been doing it with a brush lately because I feel like it just adds more coverage and stuff, because the Beauty Blender really does take away a lot of foundation. But honestly, I would never like using a brush because it leaves so many streak marks, so I just like to do this for some coverage, and then I'll go in with a Beauty Blender and just like make sure that's really seamless and blended. Okay, so this looks really bad, but then you just go in with a Beauty Blender and you pat it in, and then it starts looking super seamless. Oh my gosh, these little baby hairs are getting on my nerves. Now I'm going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I have this in the shade Light Sand, and I'm sorry I don't change my products real often. It's just if it works for me. I don't like trying out new things that much, so I just stick with the same products. So I'm just putting a little bit just to highlight my face, down the center of my nose, and on the tip of my nose. I don't like to do a straight line down because I feel like it just makes my nose look longer, so I just like to do a little like exclamation point. So with this, I don't use a brush, I use a Beauty Blender, so I'm just going to pat this in. And I make sure to bring it like in my nose right here, because this really snatches your nose when you're gonna contour. So just make sure you're bringing the concealer all the way to like the side of your nose. So you guys know I love Makeup by Samuel. His makeup is amazing, so that's why I'm gonna be doing an inspired makeup look by him today. Now I'm gonna go in with my Shade and Light contour palette by Kat Von D. I've been doing this trick and it makes my under eye look so flawless. So what I've been doing is taking these two shades right here, Lucid and Lyric, and I take a brush that looks like this. It's just like really fluffy. So what I do is tap into both of them like this and I mix them. And then I set my under eye with that. I set all the way to the side of my nose like this. And if you do this step and then you go in with some bake, it looks flawless, like trust me. And instantly that's just like blurred. Like look at this side and then look at this side. But of course you just want to make sure you have no creases. So just go back in with like a Beauty Blender. And I've been using my Beauty Blender dry, by the way, because it just fits better like on the corner of my eye, because I think it gets too big when I wet it. Okay, and then I'll just take more of that powder and just set right here like my smile lines. And then I set right here because I have a pimple, and I just set my chin. So then I go in with some Airspun to set the rest of my face. You guys know I use this because my Laura powder is expensive, so I don't want to be using that like every day on my face. Just take a big fluffy brush and just set my face. So how was your guys' weekend? Mine was really good. I had a lot of fun. So my mom like dragged me to this party, like a church party. And I mean, I was kind of bored, but it was all good. So I'm just setting my nose as well. I used to not do this because it would just look cakey and weird, but it just helps the contour look better, so I'm setting it. So now that it's set, it's ready for some contour, so I'm going back in with my Shade and Light contour palette, and I like to take the shade in the middle, this one right here, because it's not too cool and it's not too warm. So I had a comment that asked me what contour brush I use, and it's this one. It's by Sephora. It came in like a collection with like some other brushes, so I don't know if they sell this one separately, but it's called the Small Contour. So yeah, maybe you can like look it up. It's perfect for contouring because look how small it is. So I'm just placing this in the hollows of my cheeks. So guys, I'm gonna be doing a bride's makeup. I'm like so freaking excited. I've never done bridal makeup before, but I'm like excited. It's something new. And also a friend of mine is also getting married. She's from my church, and she also asked me to do her makeup and her like bridesmaid's makeup, so I might be doing that as well. So it's just gonna be fun. I'm gonna go in with my Marc Jacobs. This is the Tantastic Omega Bronze in Coconut Perfect Tan. It looks like this. This is my favorite bronzer of all time. So I'm gonna like bronze up my face. This just gives you like the most perfect natural tan, like if you were just on an island and you got bronzy naturally. Okay, so I just brought that down my neck because I don't like to be two different colors. Okay, so now I'm just going in with the blush I always use. This is my favorite blush. This is Tarte Party Blush. And you can be heavy with your blush because that's the first thing that comes off your face. You can really pack that on, and then as the day goes on, it'll look natural. So I'm going to go in with some Kevyn Aucoin powder. I'm taking the highlight in this little duo, this one right here. I'm going to go in with an angled brush like this, and I use this as a cheek topper. And then I'll take it like under my brow and in this area right here, in the chin, and Cupid's bow. So I'm going back in with the Shade and Light contour palette, and I'm going to be taking that shade that I've been using, this one right here. And I'm going to go in with a little tiny brush that looks like this, and I'm going to contour my nose. So I just put the contour on the sides of my nose, you know. I bring the lines to about there, and then what I like to do is just contour the sides of my nostrils right here, and then I do a V shape to give me that little nice nose lift. That's my nose contour, and then I just go in with a little blending brush. I go in with this little itty bitty blending brush and I just blend that out. So the reason I didn't bake after I put that banana powder under my eyes is because I like to do it after I contour my nose. So I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier setting powder. And I take one of these cosmetic wedges and I just dip into that product. And I use the side of it like this to snatch my nose. So I put this on the sides of my nose like this. So I put it like that. And then I like to take it and put it underneath my contour. Okay, so now I'm going to do my brows. I'm just going to brush them out really quick. I'm going to go in with my Maybelline The Nudes palette, and I like to take this shade because it matches my eyebrows perfectly. It's this one that already hit pan. So I'm going in with the Anastasia number 12 brush. So I'm going to start filling in my brows. Now I'm going to go with the spoolie and just blend that out. Now I'm going to go in with some Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I'm just going to place a little dot on the back of my hand. This is my favorite brush to carve out my brows. It's just an Equal Tools one. Now I'm just going to go in with a fluffy brush and just blend that out. Now whatever's left on my hand, I'm going to use this to set my lids. I mean, not set my lids, to prime my eyelids. Okay, now for the eyes, I'm going to go in with my Sultry palette by ABH. I'm first going to be starting off with Fresh just to make sure I have a nice base, because I don't want it to be super sticky, so I'm just kind of putting that all over my lid. Okay, the second shade I'm going to be going in with is this one right here. It's just a nice brown shade. I love this for my transition. I'm going to start placing this in my crease, and it's called Birch. I'm going in with an IT Cosmetics blending brush. Okay, so I'm going to go in with Twig right here. It's just a nice cool tone. I'm going to use this to kind of define the crease a little bit more. And I'm putting this in my crease to define that. We're kind of like contouring our lid. Then I'm going to go back in with this brush right here. It's the IT Cosmetics one that we used before. And I'm just going to be blending that out. I'm going to go back in with Fresh. And with this, I'm kind of just going to make like a cut crease. So I'm going to put this very precise. So I'm going in with the Modern Renaissance instead, and I'm going to be taking the shade right here called Tempura. And this is just kind of like my base. I am going to go in with a shimmery shade after this, especially in this area right here. I want this to be very cut. Okay, so I'm going to go back in with my Sultry palette, and I'm going to be taking the shade right here called Pearl. It's just this one right here. It's very nice and shimmery. And I'm going to pat that over where I made that faux cut crease. Okay, so I'm going to be taking this shade right here called Dystopian, and I'm going to pat this on my lash line. So now that I have that line, I'm kind of going to smoke it out with this brush right here. This is a Morphe M506. And I'm going to dip a little bit into that. Just tap off the excess, and I'm going to use this to smoke that out. Mostly on the outer corner because I want this to be smokier. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the brown eyebrow pencil that looks like this, and I'm going to put this in my waterline. That's what I'm going to do. So now I'm going in with this brush right here, and I'm finally going to remove that bake. Like, look how snatched that is. Yes. That's what we wanted. I'm going to remove that bake. So I'm just going to go in with this shade right here called Birch. And I'm going to take this small little pencil brush and just use that to just kind of connect the bottom to the top. So nothing too crazy under. Okay, so now I'm going to set my face with this Morphe setting spray. I finally got this because I wanted to try it out so bad. So oh my gosh, that smells amazing. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry just so everything can be nice and blended and nothing looks too powdery. And then I'm going to go in with my mascara and I'm going to apply my falsies, and then I'll be right back so we can do our lips. Okay, so I put on my lashes. These are just the Ardell Demi Wispies. And yeah, I'm waiting for the glue to dry so I can go over it with some liner because I don't like my glue to show, obviously. Now we're going to be doing our lips. I think I'm going to go in with MAC Strip Down Liner. Okay, so I'm just going to do my natural lip line and maybe overline a tiny bit. I don't know. And the bottom lip I always overline by accident because it just kind of slips, so it ends up being overlined. Now I'm going to go in with my lipstick. This is the Marc Jacobs Moody Margot lipstick. I love this lipstick. It's not matte, it's more of like a satiny type, and it's sheer also, so. Okay, so after I put my lipstick on, I like to go back in with my lip liner, just define that line even more. I'm just gonna cover my eyes. Okay, well this was the final makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe down below to join my little family if you're not already. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.